Hello, and welcome to ShockCast 205. I'm your host, Sir Tremendous, staff of DualShockers.com. Joining me this week, Ryan Meitzler. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. So I've heard that this ShockCast can go on for either 20 hours or 200 hours, kind of like The Witcher 3, so we'll see how it goes.
And joining me, newcomer, Steven Santana. How are you, man?
Hello, thank you for having me on it again.
Always. And special guest, Sonny! Hey, Sonny, look, you're on the internet! Look! What's your opinion on The Witcher? Nothing? Oh, well,
There we go.
That's what we came for. I've been busy all week with new puppy stuff because Sonny, I feel like he's part dragon because his poops are like giant and he's a dog that's only like 6 pounds. So yeah, you've been surprising me every couple hours with a giant poop. But Ryan, we're here to talk about video games, not adorable goddamn puppies. What came out this week? What's going on? What's coming out next week? I mean, we all know The Witcher's coming out next week, so let's pretend like we care about other games. So go.
I mean, who cares about that? No one cares about that. Anyway, no, let's say apparently not by the reviews, because the reviews embargo for that went up today, and they've been pretty positive across the board. But anyway, so for new releases, so I'll do this week and I'll do next week because there's not a ton of stuff, so I'll just kind of catch up on since we did do a podcast last week. So for May 10th through the 17th, we have Final Fantasy X 10-2 HD Remaster for PS4, Color Guardians for PS4 and PS Vita, Air Mech Arena for Xbox One and PS4, Invisible Ink for PC, Ultimate Space Commando for PC, Torin for PS4, Ultratron for PS3, PS4, and Vita, Lost Orbit for PS4, Nom Nom Galaxy for PS4, awesome name of the week, Arcade Archives Double Dragon for PS4, Breach and Clear for PS Vita, Schrodinger's Cat and the Raiders of the Lost Quark for PS4, also an awesome name, Arcania The Complete Tale for PS4, and Hegemony Rome The Rise of Caesar for PC. And then next week we've got May 17th to May 24th, we've got The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Ride for PS4, Farming Simulator 15 for Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS3, and PS4. Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 2 Sisters Generation for PC. Hyperdimension Neptunia U Action Unleashed for PS Vita. So the obligatory Japanese games with long-ass names for this week. Swords and Soldiers 2 for Wii U, Techno Babylon for PC, and Shapes of Grey for Wii U. Those Hyperdimension games were a mouthful. That was a lot. So.
Oh yeah, they are.
It was like
Those ones specifically come up with words that don't exist just because.
So can we all just agree on The Witcher as our pick for the next week? So it's like
Sure.
I feel like we're all going to be unanimous on that one. So
yeah, I feel like there's going to be like I'm going to ask people, hey, it's ShockCast. No, I'm busy, and I'm like, I know what you're busy with, guys. We're all playing The Witcher. But yeah, I'm excited for The Witcher. I was thinking about playing The Witcher 2 prior to next week, so I can kind of get a short primer to us, like, what the hell's going on in this world, because I'm reading a lot of funny things. It's like, yeah, you should probably familiarize yourself with the world a little bit, because it's like Game of Thrones, where they just throw a bunch of names at you, and you just expect it to know who they are. Yeah,
well, that's the thing, is like, I'm really excited to play The Witcher, but I have to play the first 2 games first before I even do that, so I think I'm playing GTA 5 now, but after that I'm going to jump right into Witcher and get through both of them. So
There's
that way
not enough time.
I know. That's the thing, is like I want to play The Witcher before the end of the year, because those games are like, because everyone's saying, oh, it's going to be like 200 hours. I'm like,
yeah.
Like, I just don't have the time for that kind of game in my life, but The Witcher looks really good, so.
As far as we know, there's like nothing in July, so you could probably play it then, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's released. I mean, the only other really big thing coming out soon is Batman, the month after. But yeah, I'm sure there's a nice chunk of time before then. So.
Yeah, so I'm going to be preoccupied with The Witcher and then just Batman. Like, it's going to be a good solid month of me just not leaving the house. And
yeah, pretty much.
Like, when I hear, like, and I appreciate a game going, like, yeah, it's going to be 20 or 200 hours. And, like, 15-year-old George would have said, like, 200 hours in a video game? That's awesome. Grown-up George with a puppy says, God damn it, that's
a lot of time. Yeah.
But no, I've been looking forward to it. I was a big fan of The Witcher 2, and it was one of those games that I think does the moral choices very well, just because all the choices are just bad, gray, shitty human choices that you have to make, which are always good. But I mean, I'm digging it. I can't wait to play it.
So it's like Fallout New Vegas. I heard that one. I haven't played a lot of it, but I've heard New Vegas is very much like a gray as far as when it comes to morals and decisions.
Yeah, there's a part where you can go meet like children who are like have their own little community, and then you can sell them off to slavery if you're like being a dick. Some guy just like, he goes, just put these collars on them, and it's cool. Don't worry about it. And then when you forgot, those are slave collars.
That's a Fallout trademark. Is just like being able to do horrible things, and just be like you could just be like, whatever, and just like have nothing, like feel nothing about it. So
it's not my video game. You can't kill them though. That's the one restriction.
Yeah. Oh no. Sorry. 5 out of 10, you can't kill kids. So let's run through some things here that happened during kind of a slow news week. We should get the big stuff out of the way. Guys, there's a new Assassin's Creed game.
Surprise. What a surprise!
Well, we knew about this a while ago just because we have the...
we did?
Well, we did because the site the site was doing kind of like an ad takeover. So we got it a few weeks ago. It was like, oh look, I guess it's the new Assassin's Creed game, and it's just like,
even before that, there were a lot of rumors. There were a lot of leaks and things like that because previously the game was kind of codenamed as Assassin's Creed Victory. So it's been known for a while, but today was the big official reveal. So now we know the time period and we know the title and all of that. But it seems pretty cool. I mean, it's I think. It's a lot of franchise fatigue where it's like, oh, another Assassin's Creed because know another one's coming. But, from the trailer, I think it looks cool. And hopefully they learn their lesson a little bit after Unity and the disaster that was. So hopefully this time they'll kind of... I feel like this year they're really going to be pushing to be like, okay, guys, we messed up last year. We got to... we messed up last year. We got to make sure it works this time. Because they actually said there's not going to be any multiplayer component in it.
Yeah, I heard that.
Which I'm sure will help some of the bugginess. So,
but yeah, it's going by Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and it's going. We saw the leaked footage of it's a Victorian age. There's guns and steam engines and trains and stuff. So I mean, it's a nice time period. It's going to be Jack the Ripper will somehow be there.
I think it's cool. Like it'll be nice because it'll be a little bit more visually distinct. I think from some of the other like more recent Assassin's Creed. Because I think the problem was like some of the more recent ones where they've all kind of felt like they've kind of taken place in the same time period or so. So I feel like because this one's taking place a little later, like it'll have a little bit more of its own kind of flavor.
Yeah, I feel like it's still. Sorry, you go.
Oh, I'm just saying Charles Darwin and Charles Dickens are going to be in the game. So I'm like, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Weird.
All those I can't wait to like all those Cockney accents and top hats. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. It's like there's gonna be a lot of oi governors and a lot of cigars and hats and monocles, and it'll be great. It'll be awesome.
Well, it beats all the bad French accents in Unity, and I was like, there are French. Why couldn't they just get French voice actors to be these people and not tell people just do a French accent? You're fine. I'm like no.
I mean, Ubisoft tends to do that though, where they're like they have French people playing American, actors like American characters, and then they have American people playing French actors. I'm like, guys, just switch it and it'll work. Trust me, it'll work.
They did that with Heavy Rain. Didn't Quantic Dream bring in like French Canadian people to do the voices?
That always tends to happen where they bring in like the complete opposite people to do voices for games. So
yeah, it's strange. But I don't know if the Victorian setting is that exciting, just because you kind of already seen it in The Order, and then again with Bloodborne, and now with like Syndicate. It's strange. It's like Victoria London is like becoming this big like next gen like thing that they go to with the whole steampunk vibe, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah, I think wasn't one year every game had like a bow and arrow or something?
Yeah, that was the Tomb Raider year. Yeah, where everything had a bow and arrow. But I mean, I think it'll be distinct enough because I think they're focusing kind of more on the whole like Industrial Revolution sort of tone. So it seems like it like not quite steampunk, but that kind of like vibe where it's going to be more heavily focused on like there's going to be trains and horse carriages and and guns obviously will play a part in this again. So I think that was something I did think about was that we've already kind of seen that a little bit in like maybe not as much Bloodborne, but The Order definitely we saw that. So but I think it seems like they'll be able to make it a little bit more distinct from those games.
Yeah, I'm also kind of hoping Sherlock Holmes is in it because it's it's almost that same time period. But I love Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, that would be cool if they bring. I'm sure they might tie some of that in because they always do that with like famous historical people like Da Vinci and whoever else they brought in. So
Yeah, the hero this time is going to be Jacob Fry, who has a twin sister Evie, who will help the masses from oppression. Together, they will rally and lead the underworld to break the corrupt stranglehold on London in a visceral adventure filled with action, intrigue, and brutal combat. And apparently, he's a charismatic brawler and leader of a notorious street gang, the Rooks.
Gangs of New York.
Yeah, it sounds
like,
cool. So did they? So I know, like they said, this the 2 playable characters. Did they say whether is it going to be because the thing was I kind of got the impression it was going to be like a GTA style thing where you could switch between the 2 characters. I don't know if they explained that at all. If you can do that, I was gonna say. I feel like if there's anything they can rip off, I feel like that's the perfect perfect mechanic. I feel like that would be a really good mechanic for Assassin's Creed that would work really well. Is if you do multiple characters and kind of switch around and do different things. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but the way to make that work is that they need different abilities. At least in GTA, you have Franklin who can slow down time while driving, and then while Michael can slow down time while shooting, and you have Trevor who can take triple damage or something. So as long as the 2 characters do things separately or just differently, instead of just it's just a girl version of an assassin. So either their missions have to do something a little bit more interesting.
They could
probably just be. Yeah, that's true too. Or just be hey, this character's going to do the one that's all the following and eavesdropping while the other one does all the fighting.
Yeah. That would be cool, yeah.
But yeah, Assassin's Creed. Yay. I mean, I think the problem, and the issue that the Assassin's Creed franchise has right now is, we mentioned before, it's just fatigue. And it's since Unity was so poorly received, it's actually going to hurt Syndicate because now I think there's going to be people who might just skip this one entirely.
Yeah,
and it might be the best one in the whole franchise, and I think it's just you burned me, man.
I think it's the same sort of situation that Call of Duty found itself in last year, where Ghosts was very poorly received just because it was not it wasn't one of the better installments in the series, and then they kind of were able to rebound a little bit with Advanced Warfare. So I think this is kind of a similar situation that they're in, where they kind of Unity. Not so well received, but this time maybe they'll put a little bit more effort into it and make it stand out a little more, so they can hopefully kind of rebound a bit from Unity and the disaster that was. So
the thing is with Ubisoft is, remember, we had to sit through the train wreck that was Assassin's Creed 3, and we're oh, this franchise ruined, and then Black Flag comes out, it's really saved again, awesome, and then Unity came out,
I would say
every other.
Yeah, they're in the same position that they found themselves in, 3 years ago with Assassin's Creed 3. So,
did they drop the numerical stuff 4 or 5?
Yeah,
I think so. I think they're just kind of. I feel like they're less concerned about maintaining a canon or a chronology.
There is none.
They're just kind of. I mean, there is. They all tie into each other in some ways, but maybe. But I think they're kind of focusing more on making them stand alone and kind of their own thing, which is good. I'm okay with that because
ever since they got rid of Desmond, it's who cares?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's kind of the story. Even by now, the story would be so convoluted, and it would just be who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite part. My favorite part of Black Flag was when you find out what happened to Desmond, and it's oh yeah, we've been using his DNA to make video games and stuff. And then that's it. That's the only reference you have to Desmond in all of Black Flag, and it was just that's it. They're just
I don't even see why they included the 4 with Black. I would have been okay if they were just called it Assassin's Creed Black Flag and just made it its own spin-off series. So.
It could have been this, new engine. You gotta give it. Yeah. So I feel like this might be running off the same Unity engine, so maybe that's why. They're not numbering this one particularly.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, I'm not a Star Wars. I'm not I need to know what happened with Juno and the other ancient aliens that are going to destroy the world. Future assassins. So. Well, thank you. I'm going to skip that. But if we're going to stick with Ubisoft news, the Division got a release window. You guys remember that?
Again?
Yeah.
How many times now?
It is now Q1 2016. So not really a release date. It's just kind of
No, it's just it's just a release window now. Unfortunately,
is it actually even going to come out in that time frame though?
I don't think it's a firm release date. I think that's just kind of I think that's just basically saying, look, guys, it's not coming out this year. It's going to be next year. So I mean,
it'll be 3 years by the time it comes out. That is
Yeah, I mean it's been really quiet. I mean, Watch Dogs probably had a similar. Oh, that's the thing is like because I keep looking at the Division. I just keep thinking this is going to be Watch Dogs all over again. Is basically what's going to happen because it's just how it seems because it's Watch Dogs was a similar thing where they showed it for several years and then
2 years
in
a row.
Yeah, and then nothing. And
Barely
Division the same thing.
E3.
Yeah, Division they've been really quiet on it. Last year they were really quiet on it, and
they've shown nothing.
Yeah.
I bet
we're going to see something at E3 most likely.
I'm sure, yeah. It's going to Yeah.
Ugh. That's crazy. I was really excited for the Division when they first revealed it, like that first initial reveal trailer. I was like, oh man, this is going to be so cool. But then it was like, oh, it's going to come out this fall maybe. And then it was like, no, 2015, no. And I'm just like, I don't know if I care much about it anymore. It might be like the Watch Dogs, though, where I didn't really care about Watch Dogs, but then I got it because it was May and nothing else was out, and I actually played it through almost to like 100% completion. And like I enjoyed it, but it wasn't exactly something that was like memorable.
Yeah,
so,
it wasn't overly groundbreaking. I think it was just a functional open world game.
That's, I think, why I'm hesitant about the Division, is just because it seems so much like it's following kind of Watch Dogs, path, and because I did not like Watch Dogs really at all.
No.
And, it just kind of like...
And they're doing this weird multiplayer thing, and I feel like, can you even take me seriously when there's a lot of my face? Here's the state of video game. But what's your opinion on Watch Dogs, Sonny? No, don't care. Dogs? What? That was not... Nope, nothing. The Division? Do you have opinions on the Division? No? Okay.
Watch Dogs was what made me realize that Ubisoft copy and pastes the same gameplay elements to all of their games because the CTOS tower. That was when I realized this. Like I didn't notice it before, but Far Cry 3 or just Far Cry in general, Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs from now on, like they all share like these like pillars where it's like, oh, the CTOS tower or the Eagle Vision spot where you have to sync up with the Animus, or the radio tower is like the thing that opens up the map more and opens up more side missions, and then you have like the strongholds in Far Cry, which were basically the gang hideouts in Watch Dogs. It's like it opened my eyes to be like, what are they doing?
The crew, you drive up to these old satellites and unlocks more of the map. They give you more missions. So yeah, you don't climb a tower with a car, but this was essentially
It's the same concept.
Yeah.
I thought they were clever though, because it was like, oh, you have to put the camera in the right direction to like hack the other camera. It was like, okay, that's a little bit clever, like more clever than Far Cry 3, where it's more like point and click of, okay, now I look at this rope, now I press X and I jump up farther, which just wasn't engaging.
I think Far Cry 3 was kind of the first one to really, like, because Far Cry 3 kind of borrowed a lot of Assassin's Creed's mechanics. Obviously applied them more to a first-person game. I feel like everything after Far Cry 3 kind of adopted that model, where Watch Dogs kind of became like, let's take Assassin's Creed and kind of mix GTA, and then that's basically sort of the idea of Watch Dogs, and then obviously Far Cry 4 really just took most of what worked in Far Cry 3 and just adapted it a little bit more, but it's. That is the danger, I think, of their games, is that they are very, very similar, and I think that hurts them more than helps them. So,
but it does seem like the Division is kind of like breaking away from that mold because it's a persistent online. Yeah, it's multiplayer focused, so it's this persistent online world, and we haven't seen anything about the interface. We've just seen people kind of have that fake chat with each other, like that very stupid banter, and oh, this guy's logged in on this tablet on a bus, and now he controls the drone that shoots people in the match. I'm like, that all seems really cool in concept, but I feel...
Will it actually work?
Yeah, and
probably not.
I'm hoping at E3 they have at least something playable there, so we can actually sit there and see this thing in action. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
I play online games. I don't talk to anyone like that. And, I don't know if I'm going to be on... I don't know. I mean, am I going to be that invested in the Division to get on the bus so I can get on my tablet and control the drone to help Steven and Ryan out because they're stuck on a thing because they're pinned down by people with virus? It's gonna be interesting, but I feel I think they're pushing back maybe just because of all the crap they got from Unity, where it's like, let's just be sure and just make sure we do it the right way. Maybe a couple of Division betas, like Rainbow Six is in beta now. People are saying pretty decent things about it, but yeah, they need this, especially if it's going to be a multiplayer focused game. I think they have to be a little bit more transparent as to what's going on, and yeah, I think a couple of public betas, I think that'd be interesting, and just.
Like Call of Duty.
Yeah, like Ubisoft just kind of needs to prove to us. It's like, no, this game is on the right track. It's gonna work. And yeah, that's where they are right now. They just have to prove to us, like, no, we promised to Syndicate. It's gonna work fine. We took multiplayer out just in case that broke the game. Don't even worry about it. 9 teams are working on Syndicate, guys. That is the Ubisoft kind of like assembly line format of production, of game production, which is crazy, because it's like by the time the game goes gold, like 1,000 people have touched it.
Yeah, those credits are long.
Oh man, they are. And then they do them in like different languages. So it's like, here's all the North American, now the Japanese team, and it's like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
It's impressive how they can have that many international teams, but yet it still like makes a fully functional like retail game. And they have like these teams working from like Singapore and Montreal, and it's like, oh, it's kind of cool, but I don't know if I like that approach, because then it kind of feels segmented.
Yeah, like it's just like, hey, you guys are just working on Victorian age clothing. Don't ask why, just work on it, right?
Yeah.
We need for guys, girls. No girls. We don't do girls in our game. So just do like. But yeah, that's gonna be weird. So I can't wait for the division. That's gonna be interesting. Ryan, I know you recently picked up some amiibos. Who'd you get?
Oh no.
I did pick up. I got Meta Knight as part of my collection. I can go and grab him. Do you want to see him? I can go and grab him right now.
You know what?
Like, give me 1 second.
Please.
Does he look like Meta Knight?
Please do.
He probably just looks like Meta Knight. Meta Knight.
No, Ryan needs to show us how we can address if he has a problem. Like.
Oh yeah.
So this is Meta Knight right here. He's there we go, in the plastic. So now I got tipped off by Francois, our former DualShockers staff member, and
you got tipped off.
He tipped me off because former DualShockers writer and also amiibo collector extraordinaire.
Man, there's a shipment of hot amiibos coming our way.
I work right nearby. I work in New York City, and I work right nearby the Nintendo World store. And Nintendo World tends to get some of the rarer amiibos, and Meta Knight in particular is pretty rare. So they had shipments of Ike and Meta Knight at Nintendo World. I did not get there in time for Ike. He was sold out when I got there. But I did get there with 5 Meta Knights remaining. So this was one of the last ones in stock. So it was a good bounty. Yeah.
So, why do you buy amiibos? Like, why?
I resisted for the longest time, but then I think when I saw, some of the statues of the characters I really like, I just kind of, you know which one it was? It was the Mega Man one. The Mega Man one sucked me in because I saw it and I was like, oh, I have to get it. And then that's when I opened the floodgates. So no, I just because I don't have a Wii U and my 3DS I can't use the amiibo yet. I just get them purely for I'm just getting them right now because I like the characters, because they look cool. So I'm mostly just getting them for things I can put on my desk basically. But
interesting.
I'm not getting like all of them. I'm just getting the characters I like. So
okay,
Steve, it's like asking why does the sun shine? All right, it's just one of those things that just happens.
What is it?
I may get a Wii U down the line, so I think I'm preparing for that right now. So
eventually,
yeah. So actually, in other news, there was one thing I forgot, which was earlier this week there was rumors about Fallout 4 maybe being confirmed, which is really exciting.
All but confirmed.
All but confirmed, basically. So basically, there have been rumors the last couple weeks about
years.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like in the last couple of weeks, about Bethesda preparing, and obviously because Bethesda is doing their first ever E3 press conference this year, so that seems to be a pretty big hint.
What to?
Hopefully Fallout 4, because earlier this week there was a freelance 3D artist that's working at Murata Studios, which is the production company of Guillermo del Toro, and he posted on his LinkedIn profile that he was working on a Fallout 4 cinematic trailer. And then obviously that was taken down, and they went out to a bunch of news sites that were reporting on it, saying take this down, like all that. So it seems like a pretty good hint that we may be looking at a Fallout announcement at E3, which I'm super excited for, because I'm pretty sure if we actually... So, George, I'm just going to prepare you if we go to the Bethesda conference. Bring tissues, because I will cry if they announce Fallout 4.
And I'm going to pretend not to know you.
Oh, my God.
You're just going to sit there like, nope, don't know him, like...
He's crazy. All right,
Because I mean, I'll cry either way. I'll cry either if they announce it,
or they're not there.
If they're not there. If they're like, yeah, if they get up on stage and they're just like, all right, guys, we know you've been waiting for this. It's time for Fallout 1 remastered on PC, and I'm like, oh my god, that would be so bad.
Or like
support our Kickstarter.
Guys, no, you missed it. It's Fallout and Telltale working together to make a
an episodic
presents Fallout.
I would be okay. Well, I mean, if they didn't already have Borderlands, I would totally be okay with that. But
there's still one more IP that they're working on because they announced that they're doing a Telltale Marvel game.
Yes.
And then there's one unannounced franchise. So
I think that's their original IP that they're working on. They're working on an original game, which is pretty cool. So
don't kill me.
About time.
But yeah, there was just the Fallout 4 seems like it's going to be pretty likely.
Yeah, I mean,
if
they're going out of their way to do their own press conference, I'm pretty sure this is to announce Fallout 4, or at least something using the Game Real engine. That's just like
it'll be a trailer.
Yeah, it'll be a trailer, but at least we'll get what they've been working on.
Release window.
Yeah.
Probably next fall. I bet it's next fall.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they're not going to devote most of the time.
I don't know. I mean,
the Elder Scrolls Online or something.
I mean, an interesting point they brought that I know a bunch of people brought up was that Fallout 3 I think was announced it released in 2008 and I think it was revealed at E3 2008, so it came out that year. So and presumably if they have been working on Fallout 4, they've been working on it for several years at this point. So I would not be surprised if they announced that it would come out this fall, and I would totally be okay with that, but I wouldn't be surprised either.
But I mean, we live in an age where everything leaks, so the fact that if they have been working on it for years and we've seen nothing outside of the occasional LinkedIn profile thing that some guys worked on, which now LinkedIn has been LinkedIn is where people break news now.
Yeah, well, yeah, because that's the thing, is like, it's hard for any of those like secret events and things like that, because something either always leaks, like whether it's intentional or whether someone was like, oops, I mixed up Pacific time and Eastern time and my thing went up early, which happened with Battlefront a couple weeks ago with the Battlefront reveal, so, it happens, but...
But I'm glad you mentioned Fallout, because what I wanted to talk about, which is why I brought up your dumb amiibos, was that they announced, Brian, there was a leak. Disney Infinity 3.0 Star Wars.
How's that Fallout related?
No, he's Fallout related. I was talking about amiibos earlier, and then Ryan just said, I gotta
yeah.
contain himself.
You hijacked it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I didn't want to forget about it. So anyway, go on.
I was going to mention it, don't worry. But yeah, Disney Infinity, they're doing Star Wars now. The Clone Wars, to be exact.
Well, they're doing it's prequel and original.
Yeah,
so that's gonna be both.
So they announced the starter set, so you can get Anakin and Ahsoka. They also announced that Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Maul, Princess Leia, C-3PO, R2-D2, Yoda, and Darth Vader will be in there. And also there'll be vehicles like Star Destroyers, Naboo Starfighters, and even a Tauntaun. They were all featured on the box. It was one of those, what Brian mentioned, someone just accidentally posted something on a retail site and said, oops, this was early, and they pulled it from there. So there we go, guys. Bring your toys to life now with Star Wars.
Do they have R5D4?
Not yet.
Probably not yet. I'm sure down the line they probably will. Or someone will just because what people have been doing with the custom amiibos, where they make them I'm sure someone will just take the R2D2 one and they'll just rig it and make it
the red version.
The BB-88 figurine has to be coming at some point soon, because they are going to be doing. I think there is a playset that's going to be coming based on Force Awakens. So obviously, I'm sure when the movie comes out, they're going to capitalize on that and release some new figurines and things like that. The tie-in.
I might go as far as as soon as some limited edition comes out, I might just buy the figurines anyway and just eBay them. I have no interest in them, but if I got some money to burn, I'm going to take full advantage of the fandom.
Well, I mean, between Battlefront and Disney Infinity, they're both coming out in the fall this year. It's going to be a good time to be a Star Wars fan, because that's all coming out around the movie. So
yeah, it's going to be huge. The merchandising is just going to be crazy. It was with the prequel trilogy, though. The prequel trilogy was also super big with man, just everywhere you go, you just see Star Wars. It's
yeah, I think come October, we're just going to be hit with just everything Star Wars.
Everything Star Wars.
Just leading up to the movie and the game, just this whole media blitz of we're going to see so many Rebel Trooper number 4 everywhere. It's going to be crazy.
I like the Scout Troopers from Endor the most.
Yeah, he's my favorite too. Maybe we'll play as Bothan, because many Bothans died getting this information.
Oh yeah.
Ryan, I know you're a big guitar guy. I know you play the acoustic on occasion.
I don't act.
Damn it, Ryan! You do this every time, right?
Anywhere.
Because you just assume, it's
I don't know. You look like you like to entertain people around the fire. All right, I'm sorry. Did that upset you, Sonny? No, I does not play guitar, all right?
Did I upset Sonny? I'm sorry.
He
Sonny.
did. He was not happy. Look, Sonny, look.
That poor dog.
That jerk right there. He does not play guitar. He's not going with the plan here. Right? He's not with the program. Anyway,
you don't have to play guitar because you can play Guitar Hero.
I played some Guitar Hero back in the day, but
yeah.
Anyway, they released the Guitar Hero track list for what is this game even called? Is it the new Guitar Hero Live?
Guitar Hero Live.
Guitar Hero Live is the name of it.
And this is shot with like the fake FMVs and stuff, right?
Yes.
You're looking into the crowd. And
it's really weird. It's really weird.
They'll basically they react to you as you play. So as you're playing, it'll switch and they'll boo you if you play badly, or they'll cheer you if you're doing okay and not sucking. You know.
I don't know how I feel about that. So I'm gonna read off the list and you guys have to help me out because I don't know any of these bands. Because I'm old as dirt. Stop hitting your head on the desk, dude. All right. First off, we have the Black Keys. Song Gold on the Sea. Oh, I know that band. All right, maybe not so well. Okay,
there's some more recent stuff in there. So
like the Blitz Kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes Ed Sheeran, Sting, Fall Out Boy. My songs know what you did in the dark. Open parentheses, light them up. Close parentheses. I don't know what that is. Gary Clark Jr. You don't know a thing. Green Day, Nuclear Family, Killers. When we were young, the Lumineers. Oh hey, My Chemical Romance. Nah nah nah. Stop biting my leg. Pierce the Veil, King for a Day, featuring Kellen Quinn. The Rolling Stones, Painted Black, okay. Skrillex, Bangarang. The War on Drugs, Under the Pressure. Black Veil Brides, In the End. Rage Against the Machine, Guerrilla Radio. Judas Priest, Breaking the Law. Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. Sleigh Bells, Bitter Rivals. System of a Down, Chop Suey. Alter Bridge, Cry of Achilles. Alt J, Left Hand Free. Broken Bells, Leave It Alone. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Higher Ground. And The Pretty Reckless with their hit song, Going to Hell.
Cool. I knew 3 of those.
Same here. I'm like, I
know most of them, but it is a little like I wish they maybe would have included some more recent stuff or just some some more deep cuts because a lot of those songs
Uptown Funk.
Yeah, well, I mean, aside from that, but anyway, but like some of those songs have been in previous Guitar Heroes. Like Painted Black's been in the previous one.
Yeah.
And, like the Killer song has been in a previous one. So some of them they are going to be releasing new songs weekly. So I'm sure that'll be fixed. But it was a little weird when I saw that. Where it was like a good deal of those tracks have been in previous games. So
I'm hoping they do what Harmonix does with Dance Central, where the game is $10. But there's DLC every other week, so it's like you can buy your song packs for $5.
But it's Activision. They're not going to do that.
No, but you know what? I think
they like money, so they might do that.
I mean, there's the chance of that, but I feel like they've kind of learned their lesson from Guitar Hero in the previous generation, where they realized like, okay, people stop buying these every year because, especially when they come with plastic instruments, that once people buy them, they really don't feel the need. So I feel like this generation with both Rock Band and Guitar Hero, hopefully they'll do kind of the thing where it's more like, okay, these are the platforms, and then we'll just we'll sustain them with new DLC and new songs, and I feel like they'll definitely be able to make more money that way than releasing a new game every year and repeating what they did last generation. So,
but it'll still be $60.
Oh, it'll be $100 probably between all the instruments and all that stuff. Yeah, between all that stuff. But I'm looking for it. Like it's been a while since I liked Guitar Hero a lot, and I'm excited to see it come back. So hopefully they just won't run into the problems they had last generation. So.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to do wired instruments or wireless as standard?
Wireless.
I think wireless. Yeah.
Like
I think
you almost have to go Bluetooth if you're going to go.
Yeah, I think they'll do, or the infrared or whatever they did. I think that they have to go wireless. They can't do wired.
You think they'll release pro versions of every instrument for an extra $75?
Probably, yeah. I'm sure, yeah.
What's the difference?
It's got more button strings.
You're more legit. So
it's got a cymbal and a double bass pedal, so you can really jam out, man.
Good for the people who buy that.
We had a couple of reviews go up on the site. I did a review for I Am Bread, and it is a really dumb, funny game.
Voiced by Troy Baker.
Is it?
Yeah, he's the voice of that.
Is he really? Oh my god! I was playing that. I was like, this sounds familiar, but then I was so busy just flip-flopping with bread and riding a skateboard and setting a place on fire.
There was actually pretty funny. I think it might have been GameSpot that did it, where they did Troy Baker commenting over "I Am Bread," so it was just like a gameplay video, and it's just him doing like ridiculous voices. That one's pretty funny.
That's super meta.
So at any point in that game, can you turn yourself into toast?
Yes, that's the objective.
I would say that's the goal. That's the goal of the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the goal is you start off as a regular slice of bread, and you have to get toasted. That's his goal. That's your objective as bread.
Right.
You just want to toast.
Second question is: do you ever become a sandwich?
You become toast, and I guess if you want to make him a sandwich afterwards, you can do that too. But the idea is you want to get toasted on both sides. So you have to like navigate through this world using. Oh, what's wrong, buddy? You don't want to be toasted?
Oh dear.
No toasted? No? Anyway, so you're trying to, you're in different rooms of the house, so you're trying to find different heat sources to toast yourself evenly on both sides, and you're graded to how well you get toasted. And as you're doing it's by the same guys who made Surgeon Simulator, so it's the controls are like purposely bad, so as you're trying to navigate.
The Octodad too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it definitely seems like it's in that kind of like Octodad and Goat Simulator. I kind of like those kind of ridiculous games. I would say but the thing is like with Goat Simulator, like I enjoyed playing it for like 15 minutes and then I was kind of done. So I feel like I Am Bread's kind of a similar.
It does have that same vibe. Like I really just played through it because I had to review it. But I call it like it's a good like kind of palate cleanser. Like hey, if you're gonna be playing The Witcher for like 60 hours on end, if you need something that's not super freaking dark, like play a goofy game as you're because you're essentially destroying this house as you're trying to move from one side of the room to in the first level you're in the kitchen, right? So you're like, all right, what's going to toast me? So you can go to the stove, you can try to turn it on and then toast and flip yourself over and do it that way. But you can't touch the floor because the floor is gross and it decreases your edibleness. And so if you're not edible, it's game over. So if you get all the way down to 0, it's game over. So if you stay on the floor too long, you're screwed. Also, water is bad. I was on a toilet seat in the bathroom, and that totally did not affect my edibleness. It just said, "Oh no, it's just a surface. Don't worry about it." But I'm like,
they keep them clean.
Yeah, and what I like is kind of like this narrative going on where every level is introduced by this therapy report, where this guy is going to his therapist. And he swears to God that someone's in his house wrecking all his things, and he's having a every level is a day, and every day you kind of get an update from his therapist about this guy kind of losing his mind. Because,
interesting.
Because I was in the bedroom and everything knocked over, and the stove's on. There's someone there, and so you kind of see him go deeper into his psychosis as he's right. Yeah, there's someone in his house messing with his things, and it's this piece of bread trying to toast himself. And and then it becomes a little more creative. So like if you're in the garden, you're like, all right, what can I use in the garden to turn myself on? Ooh, the grill or the garage. It's like I've got the toy rocket. Let me turn the toy rocket on and toast myself that way. But yeah, it's fun in that sense, and trying to like figure it out that way is good. My biggest complaint is that the controls are not fun because if you use a gamepad, you're kind of stuck using the shoulders and bumpers, and they kind of have to grip. So like when you hit it, he grips the corner, and then as you try to flip over, you have to like have those corners free and hit the joystick, so you like flops the bread over this way, and you just kind of have to like rotate that way, or do like a whole, almost like a whole domino effect. Well, if I toss myself on this is going to throw me across the room and land me over here. So it's using physics, but it's kind of like their own laws of physics. So it's like I don't think bread's supposed to move around like that at all, but it does. Yeah. And there are a lot of times where it's like, oh great, I found the toaster. Let me try to get in it and toast myself. And you end up pulling the toaster off the counter onto the floor, and you're like, well, I can't get to the floor because the floor is going to kill me. So now I was like, all right, I guess I have to turn off the stove and make a really bad toast job. And you get graded poorly on that. But there are other modes, like there's Bagel Race. They recently updated with Star Wars, which is a space shooter in space themed after Star Wars. They did it was a May the 4th Be With You update. And you're just playing it like a rail shooter with a piece of bread, and you're part of like the Toast Alliance or some nonsense like that. It's really it's called Rye Fighters.
Yeah.
You were bread leader, and you are taking on Rye Fighters in Star Wars: A New Loaf. So, but yeah, I give it a 6 out of 10. It's a fun game, but outside of like that kind of momentary enjoyment, I don't really see anyone sitting there hours on it. I'm like, I need to go back and play more I Am Bread. It's a great game if you're like a YouTuber or if you like twitching gameplay stuff. It's a really goofy game in that sense. And it pretty much like Surgeon Simulator, where you don't know how things are going to work out because the controls are pretty much up in the air. And, they work just enough to get you what you're doing, but not precise enough where just everything's a mess. And there are other modes where you can be a baguette, which is like a longer piece of bread, and you have to try just to destroy different rooms for points. So it does, and then there's some bagel races, so you have to go around it. Like it's all beautifully bread themed. It's kind of hilarious. But I really dig it. I don't have to talk about Shin Megami. We reviewed Shin Megami Tensei. I need to get one of our anime editors on here to talk about one of these goofy games, because I need to get Alyssa or Christian or Kevin on here, just because I don't know. Apparently they like Shin Megami Tensei. I'm like, great.
Which one? Because that's the series name, but...
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner 2.
Oh, okay.
Record Breaker. Yeah, that apparently they like the 9 out of 9.0. So if you like the anime, go get them.
Yeah, I think that reviewed well. I think Jeremy Parrish is like super big on those games. He's the guy at US Gamer. He's cool.
Yeah, and we've reviewed Story of Seasons, Life is Like a Farm, which is a farming simulator in the vein of Harvest Moon, and we gave that an 8.0, and that looks okay. I mean,
exciting.
Great, all good, fascinating stuff. But another review going up, it's probably not on the site right now, but it will be up. I played Wolfenstein. This is Old Blood? Is New Blood? I forget. Yes. Finally got through that, did some challenge modes, review is in progress, and I'm kind of okay about it. I was excited when they told me they were working on another Wolfenstein project, that this was something leading after the events of A New Order, where now this Old Blood is a prequel, so it's 1940s. It plays pretty much how you thought an old Wolfenstein game would play in a modern time.
Yeah. So
if you like the first 2 hours of A New Order, that's essentially Old Blood, and it's it's short. I think it's around like 4. It's probably, I think I clocked in around 5 hours getting through.
Yeah, I think mine was 5 or 6.
Yeah, but you lose out a lot of the charm that.
A lot of the heart's gone.
God damn it! So it's a New Order and Old Blood. I get those just mixed up all the time. But in A New Order, you have that hub city where you got to interact with the characters and do little favors for them, and kind of there's some really good character development. This is just legit no, you got to go here. No, go here. Oh, everything's wrong. Now there's zombies. So I do like the introduction of kind of the supernatural element of everything. When it does happen, you're just kind of like, okay, all right, this is Wolfenstein. I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you played it, right? BJ is like the worst spy ever.
He's not. He just can't be quiet. He just, when he gets into those areas where there's just Nazis everywhere, he just can't contain his rage.
But it's no wonder we're losing the war against the Nazis, because they're sending the wrong people for these sneak jobs.
No, I don't know. See, after I played that game, I was like, how are the Allies not winning? Because you could just throw BJ at anything, and he will kill hundreds and hundreds.
There's only one BJ. That's the problem.
I guess.
He should be storming the beach of Normandy, because I love their alternate history where you read one of the newspaper articles.
Oh,
and they're celebrating their victory at Normandy.
Yeah. They have a museum that they built with the
prisoners. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's really cool, but it's I think you're staffing these missions really poorly, because the first thing they tell them is oh yeah, you're going to infiltrate a Nazi base, dress up like a Nazi. Also, BJ, your German is terrible. Don't say anything. I'm like,
yeah, why pick him then if he just can't talk German that well? Yeah,
and he gets and he's 7 feet tall. He's as big as a door frame. So it's you kind of stick out, dude. So everyone, and most of the game you're running around without a shirt, because I unlocked one of the models. Oh yeah, BJ's had no shirt this whole time. And I'm like, no wonder people are shooting at me. But yeah, he gets caught 3 times in the game. There are a couple times he just turns around, weird. And a dude you get punched in the face, or rock falls on you.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, I'm captured again. I was like, what? Why?
Yeah, I'm starting to convince that I think he's Captain America.
No.
I'm working this theory in my head that because he takes a lot of abuse and he was in a coma for 30 years and just got up.
Yeah, and then the first thing he did was stab someone in the neck.
Yeah, and then proceeded to stab a bunch of other dudes in the neck. And so, So BJ's either an alien or some sort of cyborg or something, because he can't die. All right, he can be knocked out because he's knocked out. Oh yeah, all the time he's knocked out.
There's one part in the Old Blood where you get a pipe shoved into your thigh. And the next scene, you just get up and start walking like it's perfectly okay.
While you're being electrocuted, Solid Snake style, and you just pipe. Like, who is this?
I don't know. It was weird, but I liked it fine. Like, it's good if you like the gameplay of Wolfenstein, but if like you really like Wolfenstein because of the characters, which were surprisingly good, then
there's none of that there. Like,
yeah, like I kind of like
the charm of the charm of the New Order isn't in this game.
Yeah, I like the Wesley character and then like his love interest, but they weren't like they just didn't last long.
No, it was a couple of lines here and there, and then
yeah, I like the bad guy for the first half because he is like super in love with his dog, and I can relate to that because I really like my dogs.
His murder dog, yeah. Like,
yeah. But
was being fed prisoners, and then BJ just like BJ with his one-liners because every once in a while he'll just say something really action movie. He goes, "I'm gonna kill you and your dog."
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna kill you.
And then he's like, I was on a farm like this once. I used to think monsters were under my bed. My dad was like, monsters, because monsters don't come out at night. And then I thought, monsters are real. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, BJ?
Some parts are pretty weird, but...
So, so actually, I haven't played the New Order, which I hope to do at some point.
It's really good. Like,
yeah,
game of the year contender good.
One question I had for the Old Blood is, because you have a lot of games that like Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, was like a game that like kind of took the ideas of Far Cry 3, but also applied like its own kind of like unique style and stuff like that. Do you feel like the Old Blood does any of that, or is it mostly just more of the same?
I don't know.
No, it's just an action template that they use, and it's just like because the combat itself is fine. Like when getting to the nitty-gritty, like gunfighting, like that's really neat because your approach can always be, they always mention you can go stealth, and then BJ's response is, "Nah, man." Like there's a part where the guy says, "All right, you can sneak over here and you can bypass all these Nazis." Wait, did you hear me? Wait, you said kill everyone, right? I'm like, no, he didn't say that. What the hell is wrong? This is a sneaking mission, Snake. What is that like?
Yeah.
I was so mad.
No, leading up to it, they tried to push that it was going to be like a B-movie vibe, but that doesn't happen until halfway through. And even it's like a one-note sort of thing, where it's like, oh, there are zombies, and that's kind of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think of the ending? Or Brian?
Oh, it's actually no, I played it, but one thing it was like the trailers kind of gave it almost like a grindhousey kind of feel, like that kind of like it was gonna be like more like a schlocky like B movie sort of thing. I thought when I saw the gameplay trailers, didn't really seem like there was a lot of that. So.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if they went hard with like we're gonna make this just like a B movie and like it's not even canon, it's just like a dumb side thing, I think that would have been better. But they made this a legit lead up into a new, and I feel like they should have made a bigger deal and mentioned that BJ fought zombies. Like, in the New Order, like, hey BJ, remember that time when you just killed all the zombies? Isn't that weird? Or you fought some giant monster, right?
Yeah.
Nazis, man. Like, no, they just kind of like, oh wait, right into New Order. I'm like, are things just happening so fast? Is BJ never debriefed? I'm like, no wonder we lost this war. Maybe it's important to have BJ go tell someone that there's a town full of zombies that he just murdered. Like, no, we need you. Come on, you're the only soldier capable of killing Nazis, apparently.
Pretty much, he's a super soldier.
No, BJ. But yeah.
Reviews?
I think that's pretty much it for reviews. Like I said, we've been doing a lot of Witcher 3 coverage. It's available for preload if you're a digital person.
Except for PS4.
Oh, well.
Not yet. I'm sure it'll be soon.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're a digital person, definitely do the preloading. That way it's done with. You don't have to sit through a crazy install because I got the CD. Great, I'm gonna play it. Like, no, son, you gotta play. You gotta wait a little bit. Do the preload, download it, you'll be fine. Just make sure you have enough hard drive space. Go get a terabit hard drive and plug it in USB. You'll be okay. Or if you had a PS4, open it up, put it in there. There's a lot of good how-to videos on YouTube.
I've done that with my PS3 twice.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I'm an idiot, so
it's easy.
She was pretty easy. Let's see. Did everyone talk about Batman? I think we covered Batman last time. Did we talk about the trailer with Nightwing, Robin, and...
I think so, yeah. I think we talked
about that.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Still excited for that game. Did not get delayed, so great.
Hey, don't jinx it. It's still a month away, so...
I'm pretty sure it's content complete. All right. But you know what?
Yet, so.
Has it? Oh, well, maybe.
No, it hasn't. So.
Not yet. No, it usually doesn't go gold for another about a month until the game's out. So hopefully in the next week or two it'll be then. But
so maybe I did just put my foot in my mouth. All right. Well, hopefully it doesn't get delayed. Steve, what you been playing? What's occupying your time?
Unfortunately, I've only played the Old Blood, and other than that, I haven't really been playing video games that much. I've mostly been doing other things like reading. Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's technically comics, so you know.
Okay, fine. What you been reading? Oh, sorry.
It's
That's my dog knocking on my cables.
I don't know if you know. Well, Scott Pilgrim, they've been re-releasing them in color, so I've been slowly collecting them all. So I recently got the collector's edition for Volume 6, which it came with this really cool frame picture of the last panel, which I got framed because I really I love that book so much. So I just got the 6th volume, and then I got the collector's edition for it. So I just reread that, and when I'm going to San Francisco, I'm seeing one of my favorite authors, Daniel Handler. He's also Lemony Snicket. So I've been rereading some of his work, and yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing in my spare time besides work. Because I got a new job, which is full time, which means I can do more stuff.
Afford things. Yeah. It's fun to afford things.
It's a wonderful thing. So.
Yeah, but yeah, that's about it. Nothing really exciting. I saw Avengers. That was cool. I really liked that
movie.
Yeah,
I liked it too. I mean, the last 45 minutes is just stuff blowing up, which is kind of great.
Yeah.
But, I thought it was neat. I mean, it is kind of what we expected from a Marvel movie, which is really cool. So
I had a lot of little nitpicks, but other than that, I really enjoyed it. So.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. My dog was turning my foot.
Oh.
But,
it's okay.
Yeah, totally. Ryan, what you been playing?
So I actually I cleared out my review queue a little bit, so I've got some free time now to play stuff. So I dived back into Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS4. So I've been replaying that because I played it originally on 360, and then I got the PS4 version with my PS4.
Let Ryan talk.
Jeez.
Let Ryan talk.
How far are you in the story?
I'm about a third through the game. I'm at the subway heist, or the not subway, the submarine heist. So I'm about like a third through the game. So I'm getting there, but it's been it's I've been having fun going back through it because it's a fun and the PS4 version has been great. I've been playing around with a little bit with like some of the first person mode and like that kind of thing. So just seeing like all the little things they added in the new version. But that's been it. And then, because I actually, now that The Witcher is almost out, I think after I finish GTA 5, I'm going to dive right into Witcher 1 and 2. So I'm going to
I feel as if the first one is it's probably so rough, you're not going to be able to do it. And the second one's just going to be so long that you're going to get like stuck and not be able to.
I can persevere. I can push through it. I think. So.
Okay.
Fine, you know what? Because we're going to be talking about The Witcher next. I'm going to be talking about The Witcher next week, so I don't care who's not played it. So.
Yeah, I might just not even show up for that one. I might just sit. Yeah. Just turn my mic off and just sit with that one out. So.
I've been puppy wrangling, as you can see, all week, and playing a lot of Wolfenstein. So got that under my belt. I'm thinking about going into The Witcher, just week prior maybe, but yeah, I think with seasons at some point I'm just gonna be like, you know what, forget it.
Just watch a YouTube video that is like, this is The Witcher in 5 minutes.
Yeah, like I think that's fine. I do need kind of like a quick refresher on like the who's who. I'm like, I don't know. I forgot who Yennefer is. I don't, who's Dandelion, and I'm like, there's a dwarf too. Like, so yeah, I'm gonna need to have like a quick refresher on like who's everyone, why they're important, or who you may have killed, but or may have not killed. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I did I Am Bread, but like I said, like it was rough. Puppies are a lot of work, man.
Yeah, they are.
God,
they are.
Much. I haven't raised a puppy in like 10 years now.
They're like a whole other living being.
I know. They require attention and food and stuff. Like, who wants a puppy? Anyone?
No.
God damn it.
I'm quite okay with 3.
But I think that's it, guys. We're gonna call it. Like I said, I'm a little flustered this week just because I'm a dog parent now. So and I need to turn the air conditioner on. It's really hot in here. Jersey got 90 degrees today. Yes, right, Ryan?
Nice.
Yeah, I know.
Yay.
Hot today.
Balls. All right, guys. Thank you for watching so much. I was your host, George Jimenez, and of course, thank you so much again, Ryan Meitzler.
So myself and Meta we say goodbye. So.
I should just never address you.
Oh, man.
Steven Santana, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And keep an eye out next week as we will talk about The Witcher, probably. So
One of us will.
one of them. I will be talking about The Witcher. That's going to be I'm going to talk a lot.
We'll ask questions, probably.
Okay, fine. I'll let you ask questions. That sounds cool. And but yeah, goodbye from your favorite staff writers at DualShockers.com, where we cover video games and stuff. And we got videos and reviews and previews and all that, and puppies. Sure, puppies. So later. Bye.
Goodbye.
Ah.